Mamas, do what you gotta do. If you need to file for child support, file for child support. If that man is taking you to court, you stand your ground and you do what you have to do, in order to get through that process and do right by your child. It's fine. My thing is this: the sooner you understand or accept that man really just does not care. That man doesn't care about his kid. That if he abandoned you while you were pregnant, he definitely could care less about you and about that child. Any man who abandons his seed, it's not even a man. Like who does that? Who actually does that? That's demonic. That's just straight up it doesn't get any worse than that. You can't do any worse than that. There is nothing more egregious than leaving your child behind. And men wonder why women are so angry and upset when they come back and try to act like nothing happened. Sir, it's laughable. It's laughable. He doesn't care. And if he's inconsistent, he's threatening you, he's doing all the things, but he's not showing up, he's not making any effort. He does not care. There are men out here who literally could care less about their children. It's surprising, it's hurtful. It is real. It is reality. And it is your reality. That man doesn't care. So stop trying to co-parent. There's no co-parenting.
Well, hold on.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. You said I'm a haddish kid. Don't care if he's here or not.
Like, stop. She says your narcissistic baby daddy just does not care and he won't. Why didn't you marry this man before you had a kid, first and foremost?
That's the biggest part. And it's like, here I go again. All right. A little understanding. I believe these sisters, don't know what they don't know. So they have no idea that having a kid by this dude, not only is it not going to keep him, but after he told you he didn't want it, after y'all had that talk and he was all unsure, asked you, what was you going to do? That was his answer. When he said, what you going to do? That was his answer to what he wanted to do about that child. And now you done had it, and he vindictive. He like, you know how I felt about this. I told you directly or indirectly. That don't make him a narcissist. That makes you stupid. And I ain't gonna keep insulting these, but it's dumb. It's just idiotic.
So what you got, Raquel, about this babble that she got going on?
I just, it's the same lady over and over again in different skin. Like it's like a Fortnite game, like my son, I'm sorry if y'all hear him screaming, he's playing a game upstairs with his friends, but I don't know what to say about her. She comes off again very brutish, very mad, very angry. And I just don't think that, like, who's going to want to lay up next to that? Like she looks like a stiff brick. Like I wouldn't want to be in the bed with her. I just like, you're supposed to be a welcoming spirit. What is welcoming about her? Like she's sitting there with like what is the aim in this? That your baby daddy doesn't care. And you're right, Mr. Walker, when he asks you that question, so what are you going to do? He's hoping that you're going to do which is to be done with it, because he didn't expect you to be his wife. You're not his girl. It wasn't official. Why are you making a baby out of something that was just a fly by night? That's not what you hang your future on. Something that is fleeting, something that is going to leave you in the morning, something that you don't know. Like if I don't know you, why?
Well, hold on, I'm gonna bring HQ in the room. Why Nug put his seed in her? Why would he put his seed in her? Why would he do that?
And I'm on record saying Nug has nothing to lose. And let's understand the honor. We so disconnected just from our barbaric.
Why ain't he marry her? Why ain't he marry her first?
He want that one the thought, man. This is a horned up ninja probably living in his grandma's basement. And here comes a woman. Understand what happens. Here comes a woman offering him the highest honor of any man. Stop playing with it. Nug ain't gonna say no. He like, yes, please. Can I have some more? And if you don't say nothing about protection, he ain't. What we talking about? He gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna go back to his funky nug friends. Say, you won't believe who I just hit off, and she let me beat Raw. That's exactly how that's gonna go.
Rich or not, you know, like just use Sierra and Future as an example of that. You know, he's gonna do Future. He's gonna do Mr. Kirkwood all day. You know, Sierra and her Hollywood fame couldn't change him. It didn't stop anything. And he does what he wants to do. So is he narcissistic, or is she just stupid for thinking she could change him by having a baby?
Definitely
That part.
stupid.
So I'm gonna let her land this plane here. Hit the like button, folks.
Trying to get him involved. Stop trying to make him care. You cannot make him care. When you leave his life, he will be happy for it. He will make up the story he needs to make up for the public so that he can seem like he's the victim. Deep down, he is relieved. He's happy that you're leaving him. Any out that he can take, he'll take it. Give him the out. Give yourself the out. Why would you want to continue to be in contact with someone who is so fucking evil? I mean, he's going to spend the rest of his life coming up with new and creative ways to torture you. These men are getting upset because I'm saying what's real. It's mind control. It is mind control, and it's emotional manipulation. They think that this baby is going to keep you attached, and you don't have to be attached. You don't have to put yourself through this torture because you laid down with that man. You don't have to get up with all the energies and the spirits attached to him. That
Yes,
baby
you
is your
do.
way out. Not for you to lay down and die and not live. No, we've come to the realization you're more than a fuck nigga. You just don't give a shit. So we're moving on with our lives and our babies. You can have your seat and not care. We're good. We're more than good. Please, ladies, understand what I'm saying.
Here we are. Bonquisha doing what she want. Order 66. Y'all must didn't read the title to the show. All right. Execute Order 66 out here.
That's what I mean by sick hoodoo. She up here understand it's so detrimental. She's saying just because you give your womb away to nug don't mean now you got to live with the consequences and repercussions of that action. No, you don't. Yes, you do. And look at her face. That's why I say no matter how much you say you don't, cognitive dissonance gonna start kicking on your butt. And these women up here, they say, oh, I'm depressed, I get anxiety. No, that's cognitive dissonance. And it's my understanding that means whenever Bonquisha, she has her own reality in her head. But whenever her made up reality meets actuality and things don't match up, then she becomes depressed and disgruntled. Ain't anxiety. You just keep lying to yourself, and reality keep punching you in the nose.
So, Raquel, what can these women do, young ladies that don't have kids yet? Well, how can they stop making these mistakes?
Don't sleep with people that you do not know. Like, if you don't know his last name, if he's going off of a street name, you know, I'm just gonna say it, you know, Lil Red or JJ, you know, Juicy Man, Gucci Man. If he's going by any of these names and he hasn't told you his first, last, and middle name, if you haven't done your research on him, if you haven't seen him go through things like maybe, you know, messing up his money or losing his dog or failing a class in college. Like, you want to know a man. You want to know a man through all of his moods. You know, if you haven't seen him, or if you only see him at night when the lights are off and it's time to be passionate, you don't know him. You don't know him just because you have been naked with him, just because he has been inside of your holes. it doesn't mean you know him. You don't know him. So I get it. Like for a woman, you, in a sense, because we're so emotional, we think
And,
that
and,
that
and I'll
connection.
say this, not to cut you off, but do we understand how problematic that is, ladies? To
Yes.
where you say this man can enter into my body and I don't even know his first and last name. That's insanity.
And you can't even do a proper background check without knowing the person's middle name or initial. So, like, what I'm saying is, in this day and age, you have to do your research, especially when you are starting to start a family. You want to know that this is not a scammer, that he is not a polygamist, or that you are not marrying a woman that has all like $300,000 worth of student loan debt. You want to know these things.
Yeah, I guarantee you, like y'all point out in the chat, look at her scowl. Look at that face. Like that. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, but I don't think that sisters could come back from this. Like, that's the look of a man. It's normal for a man to be walking around the amusement park with just a straight face and be, joyous, but women don't move like that. Women go show their joy or their dismay, in the outward fashion. This sister hurting. And how can she deliver any kind of message and she ain't healed? If you ain't healed, your message coming from an unhealed place, null and void.
Man, so with that being said, we're gonna put her in the pit.
Adios.
Madness. Fuck is you talking about? This is Sparta!
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me? Ooh, child, things will get brighter.